Hi everyone, it's Simon Keeling here at weatherweb.net. This is your look ahead video updated on Wednesday, the 31st of December. It's the final look ahead of 2014 and what a year of weather it's been. Remember the floods and the gales at the beginning of the year? And then, of course, we've gone through quite a mild year as well, haven't we? Could be one of the warmest on record for the Central England temperature series. I'll tell you more about that in just a moment. Of course, as I always urge you to ask, when do the records go back to? That's the question to ask when we see the headlines arriving. This was the final sunrise of 2014 here in West Wales. This was looking eastwards at about 7:45 this morning. Some of you actually sending me a Twitter response to this, because this went on Twitter and Facebook earlier on, saying it's still dark up here in the far north of Scotland at that time. So it shows the difference, doesn't it, in sunrise times from south to north across the UK. This was a couple of hours later, the Cirrus shield just coming across as cloud increased from the west, and really that heralds a change in the weather as well as a change in the year, because things do look like becoming more stormy as the jet stream gathers its act together. That's how the final morning of 2014 looked across Europe from satellite. This is the visible satellite image. It picks out quite nicely. Look, there's snow now across the Alps and also across the Pyrenees. It's taken some time to get across the Alps, but it has finally arrived. So those of you heading off on your ski holidays, it looks as if you should have some decent skiing conditions. Low cloud across Germany and across eastern parts of France as well, but some snow for eastern France too. And you can see here, look how unsettled it is down in the southeastern parts of Europe. These are the fronts approaching the west of the UK just at the moment, and they're bringing in the milder air from the Atlantic. Now, it's not going to be warm, it's just going to be milder, but I do think a tendency to more stormy conditions as we get through the latter part of New Year's Day, then settling off again, but I think certainly this tendency to stormy weather into next week. So as the year draws to a close, this is how December's temperatures have looked. This is the mean temperature anomaly, and you see colder than normal conditions across Scotland, cooler than normal across Eastern Ireland, but generally above normal across the west of the UK and near normal for most of the rest of the UK as well. It's been a warm month down in the southeastern parts of Europe, temperatures well above normal there, but cooler across Iberia and France. And these were our predicted temperatures. This was made back in the, middle part of November. Temperatures we've gone for generally being slightly below normal across western Scotland here, and also across Ireland as well. We've gone for below normal, or just below normal temperatures across much of the UK. It kind of came in not too badly, look. I mean, I think it was a milder month overall than we anticipated. We did think it would drop cooler than that. We probably were a little bit over-ambitious with those temperatures, but it's not too bad overall as a prediction. Now, rainfall for the month for England and Wales. This is up to the 29th of December. It's coming at around 79% so far of normal. Scotland near 125%, and Northern Ireland at around 106%. Remember, this is just up to the 29th, so it's not taking into account the rainfall that falls today. So those totals are going to be increased, particularly across Scotland and Northern Ireland. Now, when we compare that to the forecast, here's what we said. We went for 110 to 130% of normal across western Scotland, northern and western parts of Ireland, thinking that would be the wettest place. 90 to 100% of normal across the west of the UK, Wales and southwest England. And actually, that's not too bad a forecast, is it? I know there's going to be those occasional people who'll email in and say, yes, but you weren't right, were you? Well, actually, that's not bad, that guidance there for rainfall, the idea of the west certainly being wetter than the east. And as we've just seen, look, Eastern England rainfall, we went for between 40 to 60%, said it was going to be drier than normal. It's coming at around 79%, so a little bit higher. Most of that coming actually about because of the snowfall that fell on Boxing Day. But again, that idea that the east was drier, the west was wetter, is one certainly that we can go with. And if these figures bear out at 125% for Scotland, then actually we're pretty well smack on with that prediction. So overall, December prediction, temperature-wise, I think we've got to go for about a 7 out of 10 because it was a little bit milder than we predicted, but was cooler than normal generally. And rainfall wise, I think we can give ourselves an 8 or even a 9 out of 10 for that one, although a little bit damper than we expected across eastern parts of England. Hopefully you'll agree with that assessment. As far as the year as a whole is concerned, CET, that's the Central England Temperature Series, looking like this. Now, as far as the year as the whole concerned, mean Central England temperature, remember this is the long-range temperature series that goes back to 1772. This is from the Met Office website, and I should say that those graphs that we just saw for precipitation are from the Met Office website as well. So big thanks to them for putting those up on the website. I mean, I know I criticised them for the cold weather alerts, but actually there's some very good information on there, and that's what gets me so frustrated about this cold weather alerts, because the Met Office do some really good things, and then they come out with that sort of stuff. But anyway, you've seen the videos about that. This is mean Central England temperature month by month through the course of this year. Now, the average CET for the year so far is coming in at the moment, for December, is coming in with an anomaly of 1.47 degrees. And the average CET so far is 11.45 degrees, with the highest annual mean at 10.87. So it looks as if we are going to be on for a record-breaking warm CET year, and those figures going back to 1772. Read into that what you will, but this is the longest instrumentation temperature record in the whole of the world. So, you know, you've got to sit up and listen when that shows something warmer. Okay, on with the forecast. This is the temperature anomaly forecast for the next 7 days. And you can see that it's predicting near or above normal temperatures for much of the UK over the next 7 days as the westerly wind kicks back in once again. Still staying cold though, look, across Portugal and the south of Spain as well as southern parts of France, and becoming much cooler across southeastern Europe as well as northeasterly winds set in. Warmer across Scandinavia, you see there. And the CFS picks up quite nicely on stormier conditions ahead, as I said at the beginning here. We've got higher than normal heights down towards the south, look. Into week 2 doing this, still got the higher than normal heights to the south, lower than normal to the north. The jet screaming in like so. I think what that leads to next week is the possibility of some very strong winds, possibly damaging winds. Only minor damage, but enough, you know, to lift slates off roofs and perhaps do some damage to fences if we get one of these little areas of low pressure just spinning up in the jet stream. So we need to be watching for that. But with that comes generally milder temperatures as well. Although don't be surprised with the odd cooler hit, particularly up towards the north. So hints certainly of things becoming windy next week. And then into week 3, low than normal heights to the north, higher than normal to the south. Look, there's that jet screaming in across the Atlantic. Temperatures getting to probably near or just above normal in the south of the UK, but below normal up towards the north. And that, again, encourages the idea of these storm systems to move through week 3. So this is the 13th to the 19th. Most rain towards the north and the west, where it could be really wet at times, but the east and the south protected because the systems just get ripped apart by that westerly wind. And then into week 4, CFS still showing unsettled conditions with higher than normal heights to the south, lower than normal to the north, but more of a tendency into this northwesterly during this period, the 20th to the 26th. So hints of things becoming cooler, and this is what we've been saying on our long range 2, and we'll get that long range forecast video out to you very, very soon. But we'll be doing some tweaks for private clients, so that's the reason we haven't released it to you just yet. Of course, you're as important as our private clients, but they're the ones that pay the bills, really, so it's only right that they get that first. And if you're interested in becoming a private client, just use the contact form at the top of the screen here. So I'll leave you with that for now. Whatever you're doing, have a fantastic day and have a great New Year's Eve evening this evening. Stay safe and get ready for some severe gales tomorrow to herald in 2015. Gary will be updating you on the fast forecast with that. But for now, whatever you're doing, have a very peaceful New Year. And thanks again for watching, and keep the sun shining. Bye for now.